Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, members of the media. Together with us present, we have the Honorable Dr. Sri Hishamuddin Tun Hussein, Minister of Defence, Acting Minister of Transport, the Honorable Dr. Hamza Zainuddin, Deputy Minister of Foreign Affairs, Malaysia, Dr. Azharuddin Abdul Rahman, Director General, Department of Civil Aviation, Ahmad Johari Yahya, Chief Executive Officer, Malaysian Airline System. To start the session for the day, I hereby call upon the Honorable Minister of Transport to deliver his statement. Honorable Minister, if you please.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. During the last 24 hours, the Prime Minister has spoken to the Prime Minister of Australia and the Premier of China. Malaysia's Ministry of Foreign Affairs has sent diplomatic notes to all countries involved in the search and rescue operation. This includes two groups. First, countries in the search corridors, and second, countries from which we are seeking assistance and expertise. For countries in the search corridors, we are requesting radar and satellite information, as well as specific assets for the search and rescue operation. We are asking them to share their land, sea and aerial search, also action plans, rescue action plans, with the Rescue Coordination Center here in Malaysia, so that we can coordinate the search effort. We have asked for regular updates, including daily reports of both search activities and details of any information required from Malaysia. We are not at liberty to reveal information from specific countries. As the coordinating authority, we are gathering all information as part of the ongoing search and rescue operation. Ladies and gentlemen, over the past 48 hours, Malaysia has been working on the diplomatic, technical and logistical requirements of the search for MH370. The number of countries involved in the search and rescue operation has increased to 26. Malaysia continues to lead the overall coordination of the search effort. The southern corridor has been divided into two sections according to the International Civil Aviation Organization demarcation. These demarcations were agreed by the ICAO, of which Malaysia is a council member, before MH370 went missing. Australia and Indonesia have agreed to lead search and rescue operations in their respective regions as demarcated by ICAO. Today I can confirm that search and rescue operations in the northern and southern corridors have already begun. Countries including Malaysia, Australia, China, Indonesia, Kazakhstan have already initiated search and rescue operations. The Royal Malaysian Air Force and the Royal Malaysian Navy have deployed assets to the southern corridor. Two Malaysian ships have been deployed, the offshore patrol vessel KD Kelantan and KD Selangor. This deployment also includes a Super Lynx helicopter which can operate from either ship. Australia has already moved a P-3 Orion aircraft to the region of Corpus and Christmas Islands, and today the Prime Minister of Australia confirmed that Australia will send an additional two P-3 Orion and a C-130 Hercules. A US P-8 Poseidon aircraft will be travelling to Perth today to help with the search. Malaysia has been working with international investigators and aviation authorities since day one. Yesterday, experts from Civil Aviation Administration of China joined the investigation team. Today, officials from the French Office of Investigations and Analysis for the Safety of Civil Aviation also joined the team. These authorities are working with Malaysian Airlines and the DCA to refine data that can help with the search. On Saturday, 8th of March, the Royal Malaysian Police started investigations into all crew members on board MH370, including the pilot and co-pilot, as well as all ground staff handling the aircraft. On Sunday, 9th March, police officers visited the homes of the pilot and the co-pilot. Officers also spoke to the family members of the pilot and the co-pilot. Police visited the homes of the pilot and co-pilot again on Saturday, the 15th of March. The pilot's flight simulator was taken from his house with the assistance of his family. The simulator was reassembled at the police headquarters. At this point, I would like to stress that Malaysia has been cooperating with the FBI, Interpol, and other relevant international law enforcement authorities since day one. I would also like to address the speculation that Malaysia has held back information about the MH370 movements. For the families, I understand that every day prolongs their anguish. I understand because Malaysia too is missing its sons and daughters. There were 50 Malaysians on board the plane. Our priority has always been to find the aircraft. We would not withhold any information that could help, but we also have a responsibility not to release information until it has been verified by the international investigation teams. This responsibility is not only to the families and to the investigation, but also to the search and rescue operations. It would be irresponsible to deploy substantial assets merely on the basis of unverified and uncorroborated information. As soon as the possibility emerged that a plane had carried out an air turn back to the Straits of Malacca, we expanded our search to that area. I would like to reiterate the US investigating team's statement about that decision. Based on the information and data given by the Malaysian authorities, the US team was of the view that there were reasonable grounds for the Malaysian authorities to deploy resources to conduct search on the western side of Peninsular Malaysia. As soon as we verified and corroborated the new satellite information as to the possible last known whereabouts of the aircraft, we recalibrated our search efforts to the northern and southern corridors as announced by the Prime Minister. After my statement, we will release a more detailed map of the northern and southern corridor, which looks something like this. Malaysia Airlines has set up operation centers in both Kuala Lumpur and Beijing to care for the families of the crew members and passengers. MAS has allocated each family a caregiver who will be on 24-hour duty. They have sent more than 100 staff and caregivers to Beijing. The airline gives daily briefings to the families. They provide counseling sessions and they contact families that have elected not to come to Malaysia between 2 or 3 times a day. Ladies and gentlemen, over the past 2 days, we have been recalibrating the search for MH370. It remains a significant diplomatic, technical and logistical challenge. Malaysia is encouraged by the progress made during such a short period of time, and we are grateful for the response by the heads of governments that we have spoken to, all of whom have expressed a commitment of assistance. With support from our many international partners, this new phase of the search is underway. Assets are being deployed and search and rescue operations have begun. And I wish to thank our partners from around the world for their continued support. Thank you.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, Q&A session. We'll start from this corner. Aksyon, please.
Good afternoon, I'm Paddy from RTM Radio. Okay, I got 2 questions here. First question is, setakat ni berapa buah negara di kedua-dua koridor pencarian itu yang telah berespon kepada nota diplomatik yang kita hantar? Dan satu lagi, hari ini Daily Mail telah menyiarkan footage CCTV di KLA menunjukkan kedua-dua pilot MAS 370 diperiksa badan mereka waktu melempasi garisan keselamatan.
Terima kasih. Soalan pertama tadi, bila kita menghantar diplomatic notes kepada negara-negara yang terlibat dalam dua-dua koridor tersebut, kita baru menghantar pagi tadi secara verbal daripada 14 negara yang kita hantar, kita telah menerima kebanyakannya daripada mereka, hampir lebih daripada separuh sudah pun kita terima. InsyaAllah saya rasa semuanya akan dapat memberi sokongan dan juga asisten daripada apa yang kita minta. Jadi masalah ini tidak akan timbul kerana kebanyakannya sudah setuju secara verbal.
Okay. Local, please, local. Okay, yeah.
This regarding I think what you call the security tape about the pilots being checked at the security checkout. I think that's something that the security personnel of Malaysia Airport will have to respond.